Okay, this video clip, we got a Opel Vectra. I've just changed the spring there. Old spring was broke, so we need the clamps to suppress the spring to get it out, and you have to get out the 4 bolts on the mount here. One there, one here, and the whole unit comes out. And once you have it out, you compress the spring using the clamps here, and you can get off the top here. Hold it with a pair of grips here, loosen it up here. Then change the spring over. So next step, we put the unit back in again on our Vauxhall or Opel, and that's our next step. So just the 4 studs here, the whole unit lifts out, and the bottom bolt here. So next step, we'll put it back in, and that's our next step on our Vauxhall spring, rear spring replacement. Okay, we've got our unit here now, and next step now, we're going to put the unit back in again. So the 4 mount holes are here, and that's our next step. So our next step, I'm going to put on the unit back in again. So it's mounted on there. You just have to remove the old plastic cover there. So for the 4 mounts, and that's our unit ready to go back in. So next step, I'm going to put that back in, and that's our next step on our Vauxhall Opel rear spring replacement. Now, I'll just put the unit back in there. Okay, with the shock back into position there. Next step, now I'm going to put the bolt on here onto the rear hub here. So get the bolt lined up here. Just lift up the shock into place. Just give her 4 turns by a hand there or so. It's just lined up. Get the 21mm socket. give her a wee pull with the torque spinner. There you have it. That's the shock back into position. So there you have it. That's our shock or spring change on our Vectra. And I'll just recheck all the bolts there now and put on the plastic cover. That's the spring up complete.